Welcome to another episode of the BMW Z4. And in a continuing trend, after all the things that happened in the last episode, it's still not happy. A few months ago, I was on a road trip with this thing and the mass airflow sensor decided to die. So I got a used one from the junkyard and continued on with my road trip. And now the used junkyard one is dead.
This is the fault code, mass airflow sensor. Intake air temperature, which is also in the mass airflow sensor. And then the DMTL module fault. 0.69. That's what it says going through. That should solve our fuel issue and our catalytic converter issue, because all that's supposedly related. So let's see if that solves it. Now the other problem it's having lately is the DMTL. Now the DMTL is the pressurizing of the gas tank, and there's a valve right here because that pressurizes the tank, and then all the pump and carbon canisters all in the rear fender well. Fix one thing, something else breaks. It's a BMW.
As you know, we have had airbag issues, and it's at least been one side for the past 3 years. Well, this could be the issue. That is a front sensor on the passenger side. Now, if you remember, in the beginning of this series, all those years ago, when the front end was torn down, it was obviously in a collision. Terrible. But yeah, this is basically being held together by zip ties. In the case of this side, it's literally being held together by zip ties. Being the way it is, it's already like zip tied together and it's been holding pretty well. So it seems to be doing its job pretty well. We just reinforce that. That may give us a hint as to why. Maybe someone put in the wrong sensor. Progress update. The car is torn apart. Obviously our driveline is out. Our 200,000 mile flex disc was a little worse for wear. We have a new one. Most of the 20-year-old Northeast exhaust actually came off in one piece, which was a surprise. I have easy access to that O2 sensor now. Yeah, those brake lines look great. That's a good way to introduce yourself to the rust belt. That is our fuel pump, which needs to come out. And
So that's how we're going to pull this off. I gotta get nothing, right?
Nope.
Here's the fuel regulator with the filter. I already took it out. I couldn't film it while I was taking it out. There's gas all over the place, so my hands turning white. So it's just got these little, you squeeze these and the hose comes right off, and squeeze the little connector here, comes right off. And as you can see, this had a wax on it, so this is original. It was sealed from the factory that way.
We got the smoke machine from the Gulf episode hooked up to a battery. We're going to see where the leak is underneath. There was no sign of vacuum leaks. I'm calling bullshit on that being a 18-year-old 200,000 mile BMW. Based on the fact that the car is still here, that fixed absolutely nothing. We put some miles on it, and all the codes are exactly the same. So I found this tool in China that claims it fixes it EPA legally. So it's $17, why not? So it came in, and this looks like a ratchet handle with a open box wrench on the end. And these look like O2 couplers.
Okay, back to $2 Garage here at the BMW. I cleaned everything out. It's been a while, and trying to find time to fix this. So I tried to fit the pump in, it wouldn't fit. So I found that down here on the bottom in these little holes here, 3 of them, 4 of them. Those little rubber bumpers. So now I'm gonna try and see if it fits. Now that I took the bumper stops out, let's see what happens. So now I have the pump out, which there's a hose and a connector. That flexi hose, and then there's a connector on it. And everything's original, all coming out pretty easy so far. Just dripping gas and stinking real bad. Alright, so back to the pump. That didn't work. But I did check this opening here compared to that opening there. And it's a little bit of a difference. I'll show you what I mean. If I put my micrometer in here, I get 2853. I put it in here, I get 2911. So I'm going to try to open that up a little bit with a file and see what happens, because this one snaps right back in.
The OEM pump is no longer available. BMW does not have them for sale. They are back ordered, and when they are available, they are $750, which is why we are here. This is a Carter pump. I believe it's $300.
Okay, so back to the video here. This one, edge to edge. Is 3002. This one is 2945. That's quite a bit. Okay, well that appeared to be the problem, so actually figured out why these other pumps don't fit in a BMW. It's in. This opening is improper on the new pumps. And I actually now have this mounted in there properly. Awesome. So after you get the pump in, it's kind of hard to see this stuff. There's this hose here comes from the pump. This hose goes to the other side of the tank, which is over here. And then you have a connector that plugs in somewhere up in there, right there. And then you line this notch right here with this, and then put the nut on. Real simple. So then you get this in there like that, and line that piece there. And slide this nut over it. And I put some red marks on it. One there. And this one has quite a bit more to turn. It's got like another half a turn, then it'll be tight. You plug the connector back in to activate the pump, and then this is your hose. Goes to the front. Just plugs right in here. That's a little closer. I think my mark is can't see it anymore. Should be like right there. So I'm gonna move it another 2-3 inches. So what I found that works the best is this rubber pipe wrench. So I just gotta line up these marks here. See, it works really nice. I'm almost there. I think I need both hands. Let's see if I can. I think I'm almost set. Those marks are pretty damn close. They look like they're pretty good. Alright, I think it's in. Then I just have to squeeze this connector here. Squeeze it, you push it in, you squeeze it, and you pop it out, and then you just push that one in there. Snap this back up in here. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Still gotta fix that brake line. Oh boy, that looks bad. And take this connector here and just plug that back in. And that's it. Fuel pumps back in.
Alright, so I'm trying to fix the airbag light here on the driver's side. The code apparently ties back to the connector in the back of the seat here. So I have the seat all the way up, as you can see. One thing that doesn't fuck around is batteries. So disconnect your battery here. And some people say wait 30 minutes. Some people say wait an hour. I will see you in a half hour. The reason I am careful is I don't want an airbag going off anywhere on my body, because, you know, they kind of hurt. Yeah, they keep you alive, but I don't want it to go off. So I cleaned the contacts with contact cleaner, thinking maybe that would make the airbag light go away, but no, it changed absolutely nothing.
So over here working on the Z4, had to take the exhaust manifold off to change the O2 sensor. So I figure I'll change the engine mounts as well. So I have a brace here to hold the front of the motor up. And then I went and bought a motorcycle ATV jack and to brace the back of the engine. I think you can kind of see that. So there's two bolts which I already dropped out, and it drops the whole front carriage. And all you do is you hold the engine up.
Now, that is my old motor mount, and that doesn't look great. This is a used motor mount. I pulled this from a parts car. And you're going to be thinking, why am I putting a used motor mount in? And it's better than the one that's coming out.
You hold the engine up, like, trying to see if you can visualize this. And just kind of if you can see that over there. Let's pop the engine mount out. Right like this. Very, actually, a nice little setup. So that's where you see the engine mount goes right there. You have the center bolt and then a pin. And then that right above it, right there, is the bracket. So I just dropped that rack by taking the two bolts out. And I just changed that. If you see that silver bushing in the back, that's the back of the control arm. I just changed that. So this is actually a really nice system. So after looking at the engine mounts, these are the two new ones. They're exactly the same size. I just checked part numbers. Left to right, it's the same product. This is what came out of the car. Kind of looks like one of them was a little worn out after 220,000 miles. Time to put them in.
It has been one hectic week, but this is finally together. I don't think we fixed anything. The seat module was cleaned underneath this carpet here, and all the connectors on this side as well. I'm assuming it will do nothing, but it's the thought that counts.
Off the jacks, don't fix it.
Here we see a factory approach to the exhaust. I'm sure it's going to leak, but it would be nice if it wasn't. Now, normally on first starts, it usually doesn't like to start, so well, let's see if it isn't a BMW this time around. Well, the cat was washed. Apparently not all of it came out. Time to lower it down, and hopefully the jack works this time. Anyways, so that will be the end of that video. I need to finish getting this car off the jacks and bring the next one in because we're never done here at $2 Garage, ever. So, anyway, don't forget to leave a like, favorite, and subscribe. This is $2 Garage. Have a nice day.